In this video, I am going to show you brand spanking new $20,000 and $10,000 grant opportunities for startup businesses for which you, yes you, my beloved viewers, can apply as little as 30 minutes. And watch this video until the end because I am going to show you how to research these grant opportunities so you can best structure the responses that you will submit in their applications. The Entrepreneurial Spirit Fund by SIA Scotch 2022. In addition to the $250,000 in grants given in 2021 this year, SIA Scotch Whiskey is pledging an additional $110,000 to support groundbreaking entrepreneurs of color within the food and beverage industry, inspired by its founder's journey as one of the first Hispanic entrepreneurs in history to create a Scotch whiskey brand. SIA is awarded a $10,000 grant plus mentorship opportunity. SIA's founder, Karen Luna Ostasiki, to 11, count them, 11 small businesses. So the first thing you want to do, a number of you are always posting questions, asking, how do I apply for this thing? What do I have to do? Perform some research on the organization that is administering the grant program. So in this particular case, you see that they are automatically out the gate highlighting SIA's founder, Karen Luna Ostasiki. Seski, pardon me if I mispronounce your name after you watch the video, because I went ahead and looked her up and I found her on LinkedIn, and I am going to send her a question. Nice to meet you, Karen. I have a community of over 80,000 entrepreneurs on YouTube. Can I interview you on my channel so they can learn more about your grant program and how they can best apply? Send. If you want to connect with this lady and feel free to ask her questions, this is the way to find her right here. Karen Luna Ostasiki. Let's go ahead and see some more information on Karen Luna Ostaseki, pardon me. Karen, when you watch this in the future. One of the first Hispanic people in history to create a Scotch whiskey company, SIA Scotch Whiskey, a delicious blend with a 96 points rating from the Ultimate Spirits Challenge, a double gold medal in the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, and an outstanding rating from Whiskey Advocate magazine. SIA was crowdfunded via Kickstarter.com and is now available across 2,000 plus bars, restaurants, and stores, or online at reservebar.com. So she prides herself in being a, quote, Scotchaholic now. Not in the terms of being alcoholic with a problem, more like a whiskey connoisseur. So that's the first thing she writes right here in the first paragraph, how she has been able to successfully rate whiskeys. And SIA was crowdfunded via Kickstarter.com, is now available across 2,000 plus bars. That's something that you want to research. Why? Because you are basically crowdfunding your organization whenever you are applying for these grant programs. So I went ahead and looked the organization up on Kickstarter, and bang, here it is right here. Let's go ahead and read through it. Readers are leaders. $45,784 pledged of $39,000 goal. She launched this some time back, of course, because this is in 2013. Okay, Saya is a delicious new, fresh, and modern blend born from my desire to share the beauty of Scotch whiskey with the world. You are going to learn as you get better at selling. It's all about your story. How do you communicate your story to your target community? With your help, I can complete the production of the first batch and have it imported for distribution in the United States. To achieve this, I need your help to complete. So you may want to use similar language. I need your help to do whatever it is you want to do with your organization by using the funds that the SIA Whiskey program will distribute to your organization. And when you communicate your stories, such as Karen Castillo at the particular time, I'll just say Karen for right now, the way she sells her story, you may want to be just as effective, because that's how people, they relate to you and they are encouraged to buy your brand. With your help, I can complete the production of the first batch, work with the importer. This is what she's doing with it. This is what she's going to do with the money that she's raising. You're basically crowdfunding too when you are requesting money through these grant programs. How Kickstarter works to accomplish this goal is to raise $39,000 or more within a 40-day time period. I've created some amazing rewards. Thank you for your generosity. So she's offering these generous pledges of $25 or more. You get a thank you note. You get a t-shirt, a whiskey t-shirt, and you get all of these prizes right here. $75. So you may want to include that as you are growing, you have some type of incentive. Perhaps you're giving away swag to your customers using the grants that you are going to win after applying for this thing. The story, right? What did I tell you? For the last 10 years, I've had a love affair with Scotch. I've loved exploring its richness and complexities. I especially love that moment when I introduce someone to the right Scotch and see the look of surprise and delight spread across their face. She loves recommending Scotch. So how do you love your organization? How do you love communicating to your people about your business? If you are not in a business of constantly communicating to people where you basically sell it or allow it to sell itself. That's the way that I've always communicated my marketing services. I geek out and I always try to take a look at people, try to get them to stop catching ADHD after 5 minutes of time. Go ahead and take a look, see where they're falling off, and ask them a question. So you can go ahead and involve them into your story in a place where their story also relates to yours. For the last 10 years, I've had a love affair with Scotch. I loved exploring its richness and complexities. I especially love that moment when I introduced someone to the right Scotch, okay? Then the real work began, researching and calling on over 80 distillers, carefully selecting an award-winning distiller to create the highest quality product, evaluating and securing the perfect importer that is completely aligned with the mission of this brand, spending long nights doing the painstaking work of building pricing, distribution, working for over. She's got great ideas here. I mean, I'm about to start calling you and identifying what are your needs based off of all the information she's collecting. Look, working for over 8 months, designing a modern bottle and package to stand out from all the dusty, stodgy bottles on the shelf. All of the major bundle hurdles are complete, and there are people who are ready to buy it. This is the plan right here. How the funds will be used. That's when you want to include in the application. She's writing and itemizing how she's going to use all the money that she's raising through this program. So you have to do the same thing in your application. The whiskey, look, she's got pictures and all this other stuff. There is a website called imager.com. And if you've got images of your product or you working on your product, you can go ahead and upload them to Imager, and Imager will generate a link, a unique link that you can post in your application so you can show yourself, all right? When I send out my resume to look for a job, I've always scored 6-figure jobs, working from home, sitting in, I won't say Japanese fishing pants, but probably that'll be my next move, right? $10 sweats that I could buy at BJ's or underwear, whatever I want to wear. Working from there, making 6 figures, collecting a $2,000 plus check by always making my resume in a way that stands out from the crowd. I've got my unique logo on the resume. If I can post pictures of all my awards and credentials and certifications right on the resume, if it's relevant to the application, to the position for which I am applying, to show them that I am the ideal candidate, I do that. So this is just one way for you to do it. Go ahead and generate images of your workplace and include the links that Imager generates for you in the application. All right? And I've included a link to the application. Matter of fact, they're asking me whether I want to continue my session right here on our spreadsheet, where you can find links to information resources and application portals to grants for everyone. At the very top, row 4 for the SIA Whiskey Program. And go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter if you do not have access to it by typing bit.ly/NealRod. And it'll load up this page where you can enter your email address and your respective first name. Once you click subscribe, you'll get all access to this free information. And go ahead and subscribe because I'm about to launch a group that will give you the inside track on all the research, on grant programs that I may not even have the time to go ahead and share on this channel, okay, locally for the area in which you live, and all kinds of inside information. For instance, if I speak to this lady and it's more relevant to get some information, not this lady, this is actually the lady that makes the announcements, excuse me, and I'm not showing you anything, all right? If I get to speak to this lady, there'll be some content that perhaps I won't be able to share on YouTube, but I'll be able to share in our group. Okay, so where you can go ahead and get inside information, the inside track on more content that you can use to be successful in applying for these grant programs and obtaining other funding through business credit and other financial instruments you can use to save and feed your families by building your small business to save this country. No one else is going to do it. And here is the second grant opportunity that I told you about for $20,000. The BGE, Energizing Small Business Grants 2022, Round 2. BGE is pledging $15 million to assist Maryland's small businesses with relief and recovery. Eligible businesses located in BGE. I avoid that word like the plague. Eligible businesses located in BGE's service area can apply for BGE Energizing Small Business Grant. And look, let me explain something to you. Once you apply for one grant on Hello Alice, so go ahead and start applying, just like I've showed you in previous videos, a number of these responses that you have to post in paragraph form are already entered into their respective fields. You see that? Like I've been telling you. So I've got some pre-written responses. I have some pre-written responses for some of the grants for which I have applied. Now, this is another one, right? Does the business have any debt? I guess they've never asked me to this effect, whether my business had debt, okay, what I'm going to do and all this other stuff. All right, so this is content that I have to do. I'm not going to apply because it's time sensitive and I want to get to you. I want to get you this grant opportunity as promptly as possible. If you visit bit.ly/scrapnote, right here, bang, you've got my first scrap document where I included my rough draft of my responses that I posted in applications for grant programs, and this right here, grant replies. If you watched my previous video, you saw that I applied right on the video for the Venmo grant, another grant that I have listed on the Grants for Everyone tab. And as a matter of fact, just to make it real simple for you, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put bit.ly/scrapnote into the spreadsheet. So you can find it right here. That's why you got to watch these videos until the end so you can see where I put this stuff. The business resources right here. Look, I already did that. My grant application response scrapbook. Just go ahead and visit this page right here on the spreadsheet, all linked from the spreadsheet. So you can apply for this, for the BGE program, for the SIA Whiskey $10,000 grant program. And again, even with this program, with the BGE, go ahead and perform just a little research, okay? So you can have an understanding of how you should word your responses. So your responses could best reflect the ideal winner of this grant program by going ahead and being like the organization that's administering the program. So BGE, I went ahead and take a look at their website. This is the kind of things that I'll be sharing more of in our group that I'll be telling you about more as long as you go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter at bit.ly/Neal, Neal, Rod. Let's keep building what's important to all of us. The past year has helped renew our focus on the things we value most, a thriving community that is full of opportunity, the power to control how we use and manage resources, the promise of a cleaner, healthier world for everyone, and the energy we rely on to make it all happen. These values inspire all of us to continue building what's important for today. So that's the type of language that you want to include in your application. How are you and your organization helping your community to be cleaner? What's important to you? What's important to them? Your values, your principles should align with that of the stakeholders of the grant program so you stand the best chance of successfully winning those funds that you critically need to build your business, to save and feed your families, to ultimately save this country. Watch the video you see on the screen right now so you can learn how to leverage every single financial instrument that I share on this channel so you can be successful in building your small business or transforming yourself into whoever or whatever you want to be.